What is up, guys? We're back with another episode of Devil on G String. Last we left off, we figured a cannon's gonna be on TV as a water getter. And then we saw Tsubaki and we had some coffee with her. Let's get in. Oh! At the end of the episode, we made a phone call. Let's see who's on the other end of the line. On the other end, is the person I was originally supposed to be visiting in person, a Sanao Corporation developer. I'm terribly sorry. There was an emergency that I couldn't pull it off. Yes, I understand. I'll make it happen. Yes. I was in a horrible mood. That Tsubaki's just too goddamn perfect. The daylight hours were very short today. The sky had already turned a shade of violet, and the streets in the Eastern District would soon welcome the night. Dusk is the time of day when people are least on their guard. This might also be true for children. Oh shit! Maou had prepared a mask specifically for this occasion and disguised his voice along with his face. The child showed no suspicion. He walked over to Maou. There was absolutely no one around. This sidewalk was near the park on a lightly traveled pedestrian path. Overgrown zelkova trees, unkempt by the city, gave respite from prying eyes. Due to its distance from the center of Tomenbetsu City, few people ever came here. That said, if someone suddenly showed up, he would abort his plan. After all, he stood there now. Maou looked incredibly conspicuous. The child showed much interest in Mao's horse mask. Mao's wearing a horse mask? Interesting. I wish it was like a horse mask outline. That would be awesome. Maou bent to his knees and spoke. At that moment, the boy showed a bright, innocent smile. Oh shit. The boy's big eyes grew even bigger. Shoo, that's my house! Under his mask, Maou widened his eyes as he was surprised. The boy warms easily to strangers. He hasn't learned yet to distrust others. Oh my god! Maou turned around and pointed to a white sedan he parked there earlier. He tilted his little head skeptically. Surely even a Miwa child at his age has been told not to get into a stranger's car. Maou quickly thought of something. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, this is something. He immediately ran towards the car. When Maou opened the door, he promptly jumped into the back seat. Maou followed the boy inside and sat beside him. Another man sits in the driver's seat. He's not Japanese. He's a foreign criminal specifically hired for this particular plan. Even if the police catch him, he'll simply be extradited, my bad. That's why these company-making foreigners make the perfect accomplices for a crime such as tonight's. Give him money, tell him what he needs to do, and tell him to go back home. Preparations have already been made for him to stow away somewhere. Because he doesn't know much Japanese, he can't leak the plans by talking too much. The chance that the driver will reveal the identity of Maou to the police is 0. The door closed. Maou continued to inspect the surroundings carefully, to confirm that there was no witnesses. The more bungling kidnappers end up getting caught because they didn't take care, and this is the first dangerous step. One cannot underestimate the missing person search capabilities of the police. A top detective will search every nook and cranny, ask every possible eyewitness until he finds a lead. Having a witness to the crime is basically forfeiting the match from the very beginning. He must absolutely not have a single person witness what has occurred here. No pedestrians passed by. There were also no residents around here, so there was no chance that someone may have been seen through a nearby window. Maou quickly checked in every direction to make sure everything was clear. Go. With absolute confidence, he gave an order in English. The car quickly moved forward. The boy got up in his seat. He put one hand on Mao's knees while pointing out the window. The boy's slender neck was right in front of Mao's eyes. Maou took a piece of white cloth from his pants pocket. He slowly unfolded it until the cloth covered his entire right hand. There was no drug like either or chloroform on there was no drug like either or chloroform on that piece of cloth. Oh shit. Ether, not either. Wow. For the first time he called the boy by name. Maou reached out his hand. The boy could not finish his question. Maou aimed for his neck, specifically the left and right carotid arteries, which the speed of a spider his thumb and middle finger pinched down. He didn't want to cause an unnecessary pain. It was only a few seconds until the boy lost consciousness. Maou had been prepared for the incontinence, but the child only foamed at the mouth a bit. After wiping everything clean, the only thing remaining was a 5-year-old boy sleeping peacefully. The only purpose of the cloth was to prevent any of the boy's DNA from getting underneath his fingernails. Of course, to be extra certain, he'll take a shower tonight and burn the clothes he wore today. He didn't want to leave a single strand of hair. This is an absolute precaution against any potential police investigation later on. Unlikely as it is for one to occur in the first place. He was a pathological caution. But without such caution, he'd never complete the perfect crime. He spoke to himself. Night fell. The street lights shone into the car, helplessly streaming into the boy's innocent face. Holy fuck, we just kidnapped the kid. 10 o'clock at night. For now, the boy is resting in a condemned building in the suburbs for safekeeping. It was a decrepit hospital. The locals won't go near the place. Even the homeless won't touch the building this time of year. This knowledge is the result of thorough investigation. No matter how much the boy screams and cries, no one will come. It's a splendid building for kidnappers. Of course, to prevent him from escaping, all the locks must be secured. The door to the boy's room is made so that it cannot be opened from the inside. Inside the room are 3 blankets and plenty of food and water. There is also a heater set at a comfortable temperature, though he'll need better care before too long. He can be left alone for now without fear of him dying. Maou entered the next phase of his plan and headed toward the Southern District residential area. He strolled along through the streets of the quiet, affluent area. The goal of the kidnapper is to receive a ransom. Maou knew the basic of his plan. He is now inspecting the locale, making sure there was no holes in his strategy. Excuse me. On the whole, there seems to be no problems. Feeling satisfied, he started for the nearest subway station. Staying there too long may cause people to find him suspicious. The Southern District is a well-to-do area, so there are bound to be many policemen patrolling the streets. Suddenly, a voice came from the sky. What? He instinctively looked up. It came to the top floor of a huge three-story mansion. Leaning on the rail of her balcony, a young woman stood alone. He looked at the gate's nameplate. Shiratori. This house belonged to the owner of a local development company, and the director of Gyuga Saki. Is it really Azai? Although he couldn't see the girl's expression clearly, her tone showed transparent hostility and disdain. Maou was forced to quickly make a decision. Should he answer her or simply ignore her and walk away? After a moment's hesitation, Maou lowered his head and spoke. He spoke only those words and walked away. Is it us? Is it really Kyousuke? Her voice echoed in the empty streets. It would be problematic if people began to congregate. He quickly left the vicinity of the Shiratori household. Azai. With that name in his ears, Mao's heart sank into deep darkness. What? In his head throbbed in agony. After getting off the subway and arriving at the business district, he still hadn't found his calm. It felt as though a blizzard had frozen the darkness within his heart. Do I have like DID, whatever it's called, or multiple personality disorder? That's unforgivable. Azai Ganzo. He pushed Mother over the edge. He sought out a family deep in debt and made their life a living hell. Many times Maou has told himself, I am Sejima Toshikatsu's son. He felt the pressing desire to kill a certain someone who bore the name Azai. What? The pedestrians who approached Maou quickly moved out of his way, unable to meet his gaze. He remembers his father. He remembers the father whose name Sejima Toshikatsu. Samejima. Was I saying that? I don't remember. Would raise the eyebrows of anyone who heard it. Maou once swore before his father to wash away the humiliation forced upon him. That's my phone. That's my phone. Shit! Maou once swore before his father. Maou is willing to drench his hands in blood to fulfill this oath. He will not allow anyone to stop him. Not the police, not the Yakuza, not that one hero. None of them will stand in his way. He's no longer the weak child. Now he has true power. Now he has money. The proof? No one had noticed. Still, no one knows that I am Maou. I gaze upon the night sky. The time for battle has come. I reached out for the sky, higher and higher, 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 as if wishing to clutch and shatter the moon. The pain in my skull still hasn't subsided. As if I have another being inside me, a being that's trying to interfere with my movements. Nevertheless, I have ways to ease this headache. I plan my revenge. Battle, capture, win. These thoughts quickly brighten my mood. At that moment, my primary objective is to see this kidnapping through a successful conclusion. This is a perfect plan. It's so flawless that you can call the fail-safe measures redundant. The only thing left is to boldly execute the plan without hesitation. I immediately dial the number of the phone. It's already midnight. It wouldn't be as strange for a normal family to be asleep at this time. After 3 rings, someone quickly picked up the phone. I could tell from her voice that she wasn't in her normal state of mind. Obviously, the reason for Tsubaki's nervousness stemmed from the fact that her brother still hasn't come home yet. She might be crying. I just dragged an innocent family into the depths of hell. Nah, is that not the true role of a devil? As Tsubaki was on the verge of a nervous breakdown, I chose the right tone before slowly begin. The boy's in my hands. If you don't want him to die, follow my instructions. Although it's rather cliche, do not contact the police. Oh, oh fuck, man. With that being said, we're gonna end this shit here. Oh my god, dude! I didn't actually think Kyousuke was Maou. I mean, there were similarities, but I fucking had no idea. That's pretty cool. And then fucking kidnap Hiroki. Man, the balls on this guy. So if you like what you saw, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll be back with another episode of Devil on G-String. See you around, guys.